Welcome to the Morale Booster Network, a platform for entrepreneurs, career professionals, leaders, and the general public to give back to the society through coaching and mentoring. I remain your host, Dr. John Ugulu. I am an author, speaker, and strategist. I always say experience is the best teacher. You can stream or download this podcast from YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, Google Podcast, Player FM, and Pandora. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, everybody. Good evening from Atlanta, Georgia. Good morning, good afternoon from wherever you're watching or listening to us from. I remain your host, Dr. John Ugulu. And if you are just joining us for the very first time, please remember to like and share this broadcast. This is the reason why, because you might just be saving the life of that one person who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear the message that we will be delivering today. Today, I have a very special guest. She is a powerful woman, a woman of influence. But before I bring her in, you know what we do. I will first of all talk about something that I really love to talk about. All right. This program is sponsored by Mainseed Research Group, Newgigz, Circle of Clinical Operations Professionals. And to book me as a speaker or a guest on your podcast, please visit our website, johnugulu.com, johnugulu.com, or you could send me an email at info@johnugulu.com. If you are interested in sponsoring our program, same thing, send us an email. Send the email to info@johnugulu.com. You will find our contact information being displayed at the bottom of the screen. If you're listening to us, if you're listening via podcast, it's johnugulu.com. info@johnugulu. Now, I really want to speak to somebody today, like I always do. And this message, like is not for everybody. It's just for you who feels me deep down in your soul. So this is what I want to talk about today: the importance of a healthy mindset. I promise not to take much of your time, and I believe there's somebody out there who needs to hear this. The importance of a healthy mindset. I want you to please grab a pen and notepad and take down as much information as you possibly can. So it's going to be life changing. Now, when we talk about a healthy mindset, what comes to mind? I know you might be thinking, positivity, being one who sees only the good things, one who does not allow limiting beliefs to hold you back. Yes, you can mention as many as you possibly can. Yes, it is possible to maintain a healthy mindset. And it all depends on you. Because one of the greatest gifts that God gave to us after life, after the gift of life, is what we call willpower. Willpower. For the sake of time, I would like you to write it down. Willpower. You can do your research. Find out the meaning of willpower later on. Do your own research. Now, willpower is what makes us unique. It is what makes us different from other living things. Oh, yes. Willpower is why we can dominate, is why we have superior power over every other living thing. And sometimes I was listening to one of my mentors, my late mentor. He's late now, the late Dr. Miles Monroe. he talked about willpower being one of the biggest mistakes that God made. Although we know God doesn't make mistakes, he gave it to us for a reason. He said, because it is that same willpower that makes it possible for you and I to sometimes disobey God. Because God gave it to us. You have the willpower to do whatever you want. That's to tell you how powerful it is. Willpower is what will make somebody say, I know what is right, but I will do what is wrong. Willpower is what will make you say, look, I no longer want to set small goals for myself, and you will do it. God gave us the willpower to do and undo. And it is that same willpower that can help you and I intentionally develop a healthy mindset. By default, the human mind focuses more on negativity. That's why you see it's easier to spread bad news, right? It's easier to discourage yourself from the things that can help you become who you are supposed to be in life. Because by default, the human mind is programmed to accept those negative things, to accept those things that would weigh you down. But deep down, if you understand your system, you understand who you are, you would realize that the positives would always outweigh the negatives. That's why it shows you the negative ones first. And it's easier for you to accept them. My communication mentor, Mr. Les Brown, would say, if you do what is easy, your life will be hard. And if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. So it's easy to have a negative or a bad mindset, but it's hard to have a healthy mindset. So if you do the hard one, your life will be easy. So now, when we talk about a healthy mindset, it has to do with our ability to see the positives, to always remember that, yes, negative things might happen. But when we focus on the positive things, it can intentionally erase every negativity. So what I want to encourage you who's listening to me right now to do is always remember that it pays more to have a healthy mindset. Now, what are the ways with which you can always have that healthy mindset? I want you to grab a pen and write this down. Number one is to be intentional about your thoughts. We have to be intentional about what we think about. I've heard the saying that your calling determines almost everything about you. Your calling determines how you think, how you talk, the places you go to, how you dress, how you carry yourself. It's the same thing. So when you discover who you are, the first thing you should do is you have to be intentional about your thoughts. Be intentional about your thoughts, because that's where everything starts from. That's where the negativity comes from. That's where the positivity comes from. If you're able to control your thoughts to the level whereby when you start thinking of negativity, you know that it's time for me to replace it right away with something positive. This is what I do. I write down all the good things that happen to me every day. Because if you do not write it down, by default, your mind is programmed to only dwell on the negative things. So all your mind will be seeing are those things that are not working well by default. Oh, I haven't paid my bills. Oh, I don't even have money. Oh, I don't have a job. Oh, I don't have food. Oh, I don't have friends. Oh, I'm not married. Oh, trust me, that's how the human system is programmed, to only focus on those ones. But the moment you grab a pen and start writing down, you automatically disrupt the natural flow, which focuses more on negativity. So I want you to try it. It works for me. I write down. And when you start writing down the good things that have happened in your life, you would realize that more than 20 things positive happen to you every day without you even knowing it. So be intentional about your thoughts. Secondly, be intentional about your words. We all know words are powerful. Words are powerful. Even in the Bible, it says, in the beginning was the what? The Word. And the Word was what? With God. And the Word was God. The Word was God. It means words can create, words can destroy. So be intentional with your words. Thirdly, be intentional with your actions. What do you do on a daily basis? What do you do every day? I am a programmed human being, because I write down everything I need to get done every day. So I'm programmed. When you call me, you say, "Hey, John, are you free?" I'll need to check to see if I have anything doing. So you have to be intentional about your actions, the things you do, your health goals, your spiritual goals, your family goals, your social goals. You have to be intentional about everything. All right, then, fourthly and lastly, be intentional with your habits. Be intentional. Let me tell you what I've done lately. I now work out at night. Before I used to work out in the mornings, at about 6 a.m. I'll go to the gym, but I realized that it wasn't really working well for me. So I decided to change it. So now, instead of thinking of hanging out or going to a place that is not relevant, I would rather go to the gym. So, how do you replace bad habits? Or rather, how do you change bad habits? You replace them with good habits. So, you must be intentional with your habits. What do you do to stay healthy? That's what I do now. I hang out in the evenings at the gym. All right. So, you think about the things you need to do to develop a healthy mindset. All right. If you have not purchased my book, The Morale Booster, go to my website, johnugulu.com, johnugulu.com. And you can purchase that book and you would find this information in there and even more to help you move from where you are to where you want to be. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know where you're watching us from or listening to us from. Neither do I know what you know about yourself, but this is what I want to tell you. I know 100% that you have greatness in you. You have all it takes to develop that healthy mindset. You have all it takes to move from where you are to where you want to be. I want you to think about it and remember today is the first day of the rest of your life. Thank you. God bless you. And right now, I want you to please like and share this broadcast while I bring in our guest for today. I know a lot of you have been waiting. Yes, it's time to bring the superwoman. Give me 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, I will introduce her before asking her questions. So her name is Octoryia Robinson. Octoryia is the founder and CEO of Dream That Big Publishing. She's the author of Unraveled Potential and the host of the seven-figure Authorpreneur podcast. She serves as a consultant, success coach, philanthropist, motivational speaker, and nurturer of dreams. Yes, she is fully committed to helping people start up or start over. And by realizing their worthiness and following their dreams, she also helps people move from where they are to where they want to be. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I want you to join me as I bring to the stage this great woman, this coach, this life changer, this transformational leader, no other person but Octoryia Robinson. Welcome, madam. Welcome.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, I hope I pronounced your first name correctly. I tried my best.
You did well. It's Octoria.
Octoryia. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
great. Thank you so much. Octoryia. Thank you so much. Pardon my Nigerian accent.
it's
Yes.
okay.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome. All
Thank
right,
you.
madam. So I see you're doing a wonderful job. Funny enough, I saw over 10 messages, on my timeline today on Instagram. It seems you had a very busy day.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so tell us what's going on. I saw so many celebrations. What's actually going on?
Well, today is a very special day for us. And again, hi, and thank you so much for having me on your show. And thank you, listeners, for tuning in. I genuinely pray that you're encouraged, inspired, and touched to go to the next level in your life through this conversation.
Amen.
But today, we actually relaunched the
Wow.
programs and services of Dream That Big Publishing. And why this is so special, guys, is
Wow. Wow.
I started Dream That Big Publishing June 25th, 2021. This
Wow.
was kind of sort of still in the pandemic, but I felt the favor of God and the peace of God in moving towards building this business anyhow.
Hmm.
The reason we're relaunching is not because of the pandemic, but we relaunched because after we started, we recognized, whoa, the size and the needs of the authors were much bigger than we had initially prepared for.
Right.
So when you're faced with information like that, you can either plow through and fail, or you can pull back, evaluate, learn, and pivot. And
Absolutely.
that's what we decided to do. We said, okay, we see that we have something great here. We have people that are interested in publishing with us. But what we had not prepared for was what would be required to assist them from where they are, overcome all the things that caused them to be stuck for so many years, and get them to the finish line of successfully publishing their book. And today it's when we released. I can't even keep my words straight. I'm
Woo!
so
Woo!
excited.
Woo! Yes,
Um,
yes, yes.
we
I
released our
yes,
new programs, our new services, all of our new systems. So it's like a great time in the life of Octoria today. So that's
absolutely.
what's
Look,
going on.
I am so happy for you. You
Thank you.
know, you did not have to wait for the perfect time,
Mhm.
right? There are a lot of people who have talents, skills, and they're waiting for the perfect time,
Mhm.
right? But you did not wait.
Mhm.
And if you are listening to us right now and you're one of those people waiting for the right time, the perfect time, trust me, that time will never come. Am I correct, Dr. Raya?
Oh, no, it won't come. It won't come.
It will
I've
never
learned,
come. Yeah.
I have learned honestly that the time is now.
Yes.
And there's a premium that we as people with dreams, visions, and ambitions that we need to put on the now time that we have.
Right.
Because the truth is, tomorrow isn't promised, number one.
Mm,
And secondly, we don't know what tomorrow will require of us. What
mm,
we have in front of us is what we need to focus on. And I intentionally try to bring greatness out of every single day. How can I move forward? How can I progress in an area? How can I support and love my family differently? I
mm.
really, really concentrate on the now. So yeah, I
Right.
agree with you.
Right. 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 Les Brown would say, you do not have to be great to get started, but you must get started to be great. Make mistakes. I am still making my mistakes
Mhm,
with this podcast. I'm still tweaking every day.
mhm.
You know, Octoryia is still tweaking every day. Every business owner today is still tweaking. So whether you like it or not, it's gonna be a lifelong learning process.
Mhm.
So the earlier you start, the better it will be. Is that correct?
Yes. You
Great.
stirred something up with me when you shared the Les quote. By the way, I love Les Brown.
Oh,
But
okay.
a woman that I allow to virtually mentor me is Terry Seville Foy. And
Okay.
she says that some day is not any day of the week. And if you have a dream or a goal that's attached to some day, you'll probably never realize it. You
Mm,
have to be very intentional with your language, as you spoke in your opening, and
yes.
making sure you are assigning not just a picture of where you want to be, but
Right.
assigning a deadline and a timeline as to when you would like to achieve it. And that gives
Mhm.
you the daily motivation to begin to working towards it. To me, my timeline is what motivates me and what develops and determines what disciplines and habits I am forming and operating in on a daily basis. If I,
Right.
like, for instance, real talk, I will be a seven-figure CEO by 2024. So you know what
Wow.
that requires of me? Hard work, hustle,
Hard work.
all this kind of stuff.
Hmm.
So yeah.
I love that energy. I love that energy. Wow. 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 Congratulations in advance.
Yes.
Yes, 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 yes. So thank you so much for that. Now let me go to my next question. I know you experienced some setbacks, which you already mentioned earlier on. Now what other major setbacks did you encounter when stepping into this calling of yours?
Oh my goodness, guys, I don't want to bore you, but I'm gonna try to tell it real fast because lots of times people look at me and they can't believe that I have experienced and or made decisions that resulted in some of the setbacks that I have went through in life, but they're true. Let me just list a few so you get the picture. I was
Right.
a teenage mom at 15. And by
Wow.
the time I
Wow.
was 19, let me tell you what happened. I had three kids, three different fathers. I had been arrested, I think, two times. I was on felony probation 2.5 years. I had done dropped out of high school. I had lost custody of my kids because I was in an abusive relationship. And I'm
Hmm.
just like 19, right?
Yes.
How do you view a future that is filled with hope when you felt like you had a present life and a history that was filled with hurt?
Hmm.
The only way I could look at 19 years or so of struggle and challenge and poor choices and the results from it, and have the strength, the courage, and the motivation to move forward was I had to stop looking at what I went through as a setback.
Hmm.
You see,
Hmm.
perception is everything.
Yes.
What you perceive about a situation is what you believe about a situation and what you'll take away from a situation.
Hmm.
When I was able to shift my mindset from thinking, oh wow, I'm a loser, I can never become any better because I've got all these kids, I'm on welfare, I'm working poor. I had to shift and say, okay, life, what lessons can I extract from being a teenage mom?
Hmm.
What lessons can I extract from being arrested? What lessons can I extract from all these different things? Because what happens when you look at your life and the hardships that have come along your journey and you look for lessons, guess what happens? You grow in wisdom, and
Right.
wisdom gives us the power to move forward.
Hmm.
So here I am, this 19-year-old girl who's been done nothing but fail for most of her life up until that point. I decided I was going to now take all the wisdom of 10 plus years of struggle and move forward in the strength of that wisdom. And I began to shift my life into a direction that was in alignment with the vision that
Hmm.
I began to develop. Because that's the thing that I forgot to say, guys. See, you can't have history and destiny. You
Wow.
got to choose what you want. Do you want to be tethered to your history, or do you want to pivot into your destiny? When you're able to shift your mindset and say, hey, I get it, I've been through that, but I'm going to take this wisdom and I'm going to create a picture of what I want to see, what I believe. And if you're a person who believes in the Lord, what I believe God has put in terms of a plan in my life, then you're able to now move towards that thing in faith. Because you know that just because I have experienced failure doesn't make me a failure. Just
Yes.
because I have made poor decisions doesn't mean I'm unable to make good decisions. Guys, I'm telling you, perception, when you shift it, then you can clear the picture of your brain from all
Wow.
that history, and you can start seeing clear of what is possible, what's your potential, what you're capable of. Guys, I went from being all that and some more to now being having double degrees in so many different things,
Wow.
running two successful business, being an
Wow.
author of multiple books. I mean, the list could go on, and I
Wow.
don't share those things to brag. Guys, I share those things to encourage you that if you would but just shift your perception and start seeing that if these struggles, help me God, if these struggles did not take me out, then there's a reason that God still has me here. He's given me the strength to endure because there is something more and better and more purposeful and more powerful that he has for me. And that's
Wow.
what I'm walking at, guys. I am on fire in life, not because it was easy, but because of all the things that I've been through.
Wow. Thank you so much, Octoryia, for that fire. Look, now this program is called the Morale Booster for a reason. And we decided we will be bringing in people like yourself
Mhm.
to come in here and inspire the world. Because right now we know that the level of depression globally has increased. The level of anxiety globally has increased. The level of hunger and the level of domestic violence has increased
Mhm.
globally. And there's so many people on a daily basis who walk around just thinking of the best time for them to take their own lives.
Yeah.
But God is using people like yourself who accepted to come out here to share their story to save these lives.
Mm. Can
So
I
for
share
those of you
something?
who are listening to us, please like and share this broadcast because you might just be saving the life of that one person. That one person. It might not be you, but it
Mhm.
might be that person you know. Like and share it. Thank you. Yes, you were going to say something.
Oh my goodness, when you were talking, and I'm so sorry that I interrupted, it stirred something in me. I have to share this testimony. I feel that someone needs to hear it. I remember after I had my fifth baby, I was laying in my bedroom, and I mean, she had just recently come from the hospital. Like, we're literally just getting home.
All right.
And I went into a deep, dark depression that I couldn't talk for 30 days. Hear me.
Wow.
30 days, guys. And
Wow.
anybody who know me, I talk a lot. 30 days. I'm going to be even more transparent because I believe in the power of transparency, guys. I barely took baths. I barely brushed my teeth. I mean, it's so by miracle I didn't get no bed sores. I was in my bed and I was in a runt. I
Wow.
literally could feel like if something didn't shift, I was going to lose my mind. Like
Mm.
literally, I felt my right mind leaving me. But there was this worship song by Marvin Sapp that only by the grace of God was playing. And I want to say it to you right now because I believe it's going to minister to
Please
someone.
go ahead. Yes.
The word says, go find your place of worship. Look inside your pain and find your praise. Every low place in your life prepares you for your high place.
Mm.
And every tear you cry is water for the garden of your victory. So go find your place of worship. My friends, when I found my place of worship, I was able to reclaim my mind, reclaim my strength, get out that bed and relook at my life and become the mother that my children needed, even though I felt that I was incapable. Why am I sharing this story? Because as you were talking about depression, I get it. I understand the pain and the reality and how it feels so powerful and so overwhelming. But what I am here to share with you, it is not impossible to overcome. It is not impossible to overcome. You've got to see that there is something good, something better that God has for you, and find the strength to move towards that, even if you got to crawl, even if you got to drag yourself, even if you got to go slow, you got to get moving towards that thing. There's a scripture that says, I don't count myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things that are behind me, and I press towards those things that are before me. It's talking about the power and the strength of having hope.
Yes,
So I
Lord.
hope that that brings someone hope today.
Yes, Lord. Thank you so much for that. That was powerful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Look, I was even moved by that. Thank you. Yes, 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 yes. Please, those of you who are listening to us via podcast and other platforms, please like and share this broadcast. We're not asking you to give us money. All we're asking you to do is to support us, to help those who need to hear this message. God bless you as you do it now. And for those of you who are watching the replay, remember to type hashtag replay. If you've got questions, we would be more than happy to respond to your questions. Now, let's talk about your publishing company. So, do you work with all kinds of authors, or do you have the particular authors you work with?
Excellent question. Our focus is nonfiction content. In other words, if you're wanting to share something about something that has happened in life or principles you live by, we even work with kids' books, but it must be based on a form of reality.
Okay.
And we also only work with authors who are interested in doing something positive with their message.
Right.
So if you have a story, a testimony, or principles, or what have you that you want to use to make a positive difference in the world, then absolutely we will be a publishing company for you to consider.
Great, great. So now, as a publisher that you are, how can people reach out to you?
Oh, wow.
They say everybody has a book inside of them, right? But not until you meet a coach or someone who can mentor you, you will think it's impossible.
Mhm.
So, what programs do you have, and how can people reach out to you?
Oh, wow. I want to answer that, but I have to share how my mentor used to say it. He would tell me, Octoria, when the student is ready, the teacher
The
will
teacher.
appear.
Yes.
But what I want to encourage you before you reach out to any publisher or any coach or any consultant concerning your publishing dreams, make sure you're ready. Make sure
Wow.
you're ready.
Make sure.
Being ready is the most important thing you're going to bring to a conversation. What does being ready entail? Confidence, a level of clarity, vision, goals, drive, commitment. These are all qualities that you can't purchase.
Hmm.
These are qualities you must possess. So I would say definitely make sure you're ready. And there's no shame in doing a self-evaluation. In fact, it's healthy and it's powerful. And once you get to the point and you say, yeah, I'm ready to do the work, I'm ready to put myself out there, I'm ready to overcome the obstacles that may come along the process, I'm ready for my process, then if you were interested in working with Dream That Big Publishing, I would invite you to visit us on our website. Because on our website, not only do we have a way for you to connect and schedule a complimentary meeting so you can have a very thorough, in-depth conversation about your project, but we have videos, we have free resources, we have so much information to educate you. Hear me, guys, hear me. My mentor tells me this way: things don't end wrong, they start wrong. So
Right.
you don't ever want to start something ignorant. You want to make sure you're investing and understanding what you are about to embark upon. Publishing a book is more than writing what you want to share.
Yes.
It's way more. So that's why we fill our website up with blogs and links and resources and videos and podcasts, because we want to educate you. And of course, again, there's a link where all you have to do is say, hey, I'm ready to get started. You'll click it, fill out a couple of questions, and then you get to schedule your complimentary call where we talk specifically about your project. And we share if we believe we'll be a good fit for you. And if we're a good fit for you, then we'll present the options that we have for you. Because at Dream That Big Publishing, we don't just sell packages. No. We're about nurturing authors to a point of prospering. We want to make sure we are aligning ourselves with people who have a vision to be successful as an author. And
Right.
and our whole system is built to aid that goal.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, if you're listening to us right now, you can visit our website, dreamthatbigpublishing.com. Dreamthatbigpublishing.com. You know, if you're watching us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, our contact information is currently being displayed at the bottom of the screen. And for those of you who will be listening or who are listening via podcast, you can also find her contact information there. So thank you so much, Octoryia. It's been a pleasure. Now, before I allow you go, I want you to speak to that 19-year-old girl. I know of a 16-year-old girl, you know, she's maybe like 17 right now, who was misguided as well. And she moved from foster home to foster home, and she ended up with the wrong company. Right now, you know, she had a baby and she got arrested from the hospital for a crime she committed with some of her friends. And I know there's so many people out there like that who are devastated right now, who are thinking and realizing that what they did was not right, and they're looking for ways to get past that stage. I want you to, for 1 minute, please, 60 seconds, speak directly to the soul and the souls of those girls, those boys.
Oh, goodness. Your identity is not failure. I want you to breathe this next truth that I'm about to speak into you. You are worthy and capable of success. I'm believing that you are going to become surrounded with wise people that are able to guide you towards what God has destined for you, which is good things and good plans. And the more you surround yourself with people who are able to help you see that you are capable of making good decisions, you are capable of planning things that you desire to experience for in terms of goals and experiencing success, the more you'll grow in your confidence. So yeah, that's what I want to share with you. Failure is not your identity. You are worthy and capable of success, and I am praying that you will be surrounded with wise counsel that will help you really come forth on the inside, that great potential, that great purpose, that great destiny that's resting underneath all that struggle and those challenges you have previously went through. I believe in you guys.
Thank you. Look, you see, that last word was a wrap. You believe in them. Thank you so much, Octoryia, for sharing. It's been a pleasure listening to you, learning from you. And guys, please go and follow her. Go to her Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. Follow her. All right. Her contact information is right there for you. Instagram is DTBPUB. It's on there for you.
Mhm.
D as in Delta, T as in Tango, B as in boy, P as in Paul, U as in umbrella, B as in boy. That's her ID. Go to Instagram, Facebook. She is there. She's on Twitter. All right. So thank you so much, Octoryia. It's been a pleasure. And I hope when next I invite you, you will come and share again.
Of course. Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am. All right, everybody. I know we've spent so much time here, but I want to believe that somebody has been blessed today with what she said. And I know you have been blessed because I have been blessed. That's a reminder for me. We know that everything in life is a cliche, but it is whenever that cliche resonates with you that truly matters. What she said right now to me, they were all great reminders for me. She said something that she believes in you. And I just want to reiterate that I, John, your friend, I also believe in you. My mentor would say, believe in other people's belief in you until your belief system kicks in. So thank you so much for listening. I don't know how much you know about yourself, but one thing that I know for sure about you who's listening to us right now is that you are an abode of greatness. Like and share this broadcast. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye, everybody. God bless you all.